What's up, you guys? Sean Ross Sapp here for the Fightful.com podcast, September 16th edition, brought to you by DraftBeast.com and On It. Guys, football season is underway. Go to DraftBeast for the most fun you will ever have playing fantasy football. I speak highly of their goon games where you pick the most penalized players, also games where you pick the worst teams possible, which seems like something Vince Russo would be excellent at. Also, go to On It. Check out our podcast page, Fightful.com/podcast. Click any of those pages and you'll see that big, blue, beautiful On It link. You can check out their supplement, their workout equipment, their apparel. I love all that stuff. The people at On It are great, and they make great stuff. Their alpha brain is one of the reasons I am able to work 60, 70 hours a week and keep going. But I am joined by Vince Russo.
Bro, why the cheap shot early on, right out of the gate? The cheap shot with the fantasy football. Why, Sean? What did I do? Anything? Have I said something?
Do?
Have I done something?
Yeah, you did. Your reaction last week regarding the Disco Inferno news made the rounds, and I almost got punished by Disco Inferno and the commissioner in my fantasy football league. Can you believe that?
What comment did I make last week?
I brought up that he is the new figurehead, and you said,
he's a bum. He's a bum. Disco's a bum. Everybody knows that.
Luckily, there's a mutiny going on in this league, so there's an uprising happening. There's definitely a resistance to this call.
Well, how did you fare in your first full week?
Oh, I won. I beat Shane Helms. Yeah, boy.
Yeah,
Shane
good.
Helms.
He deserved it, Shane Helms. Good for him, bro.
You know, I tossed around the idea of bringing you in as a figurehead, but I know you and Shane have heat, and I
I don't have any heat. Shane's the baby who has the heat because I reached out to Shane, DM, and I said, bro, this is ridiculous. I'm not a child. You're a child. I'd like to talk to you. We're two grown adults, bro. And Shane said, thanks, but no thanks. So Shane is a child. I don't have heat with Shane. So I want to, for the record, I reached out to your boy and I said, bro, like I'm not 12. Let's talk about this. I always liked you. As a matter of fact, it was me, bro, who got you started with 3 count in case you've been hitting the head too many times. So let me remind you that, Shane. So like rather than go on and carry on like 2 children, I would much love the opportunity to talk to you, to put this to bed, to settle it. And Shane said, no, thanks, but no thanks. So don't say I have heat with Shane Helms because Shane Helms doesn't warrant my heat. So go ahead with the show.
I like Shane. I get along with Shane. He talks to me every time I try to talk to him.
Yeah. So, he can't, because Shane can't take criticism. Because I criticized the agenting of a TNA match. He can't take criticism. Meanwhile, I've been taking criticism for 25 freaking years. So I'm sorry if
Who has ever criticized you,
I'm
Vince?
sorry if I hurt Shane Helms' feelings because I questioned the layout of a match. I apologize.
Now, come on, Vince. Tell me one instance where you have ever been criticized.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Exactly. People want to... I criticized the finish of a match, and I'm going to get insulted. Okay, bro. Look at me. I'm 13.
Are you?
Go ahead. What's next? What do we got? I said it.
This video is going to make the rounds, too, and I'm probably
It should make the rounds because I want everybody to know that I extended the olive branch as an adult because it was stupid, because I question the agenting of a match, which is my job and what I get paid to do.
You have an olive tree in your yard?
What do we got? What's the news?
CM Punk fought last weekend. Did you watch it?
No.
It was sad.
Yeah.
It was really sad. And what's even sadder is that a guy by the name of Conor McGregor fought in the same weight class as CM Punk. And we had WWE wrestlers who, unlike Punk did train at one of the best camps in the world for a year and a half. And he went in there against a very, I don't want to say inexperienced because he's been training a while, but a 2-0 fighter and got waxed. Meanwhile, there are a lot of WWE wrestlers that were calling out the top fighter in the world. Now, granted, Vince, I know that they had to do this, and I know that none of them had any plans to fight Conor McGregor, although I'm sure if it were offered, plenty would because there's a lot of money in it. I think when the pro wrestlers fought back, they had to protect their image, didn't they?
No, bro, because he's working. Conor McGregor is working for attention and he's working for a headline and he's outsmarting everybody. And good for Conor McGregor. If these imbeciles want to fall into the trap, they're giving the guy exactly what he wants. If they ignored him, it wouldn't mean anything. That's what they don't understand.
He did sell 2 pay-per-views at once. He not only sold his pay-per-view, but he sold the next one that had CM Punk on it as well. So
there you go, bro. The guy knows what he's doing. He's just freaking working, man, and he worked the workers.
Also, it was revealed that both of his fights with Nate Diaz broke Brock Lesnar's old pay-per-view record with the UFC.
Wow. So he's making nice coin.
Oh, yeah, 10 to 15 million.
Jeez.
Supposedly for each of those fights.
Good for him.
Yeah,
bro, what was my record? What was my record with the UFC gimmick?
I'll look it up while we're on the show. So, Vince McMahon tore his quad this week squatting. Does that surprise you?
Well, bro, like he's a lunatic, man. I mean, bro, the guy's 71 years old. God bless him that he's still working out, but he's probably working out at a level beyond where a 71-year-old man should be working. Because in Vince's mind, he probably believes he's 41 and he's not. So it's like, bro, the guy's going to freaking work out till the day that he dies. But he, obviously he can't do what he used to do.
I bet you watched every second of the Cruiserweight Classic.
I did not watch a second of it. How about that, bro?
Are you did you work with TJ Perkins?
No, I didn't. I know he was over there at TNA, but I didn't work with him.
And I'm sure you didn't hear my rant on Josh Mathews. So how about this? I don't know if you're familiar with this situation. And I love talking about this because it's a true.
Yeah, now he blocked you, Josh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you see? It's okay for you to bury people, bro. But the minute I talk about your boy Shane Helms, wow. And let me tell you something.
Listen, Shane Helms is a gentleman.
Yeah,
he's a gentleman.
Let me tell you something. Josh Mathews is a boy of mine. Basically, if you play the Kevin Bacon game, because me and Mathews, his wife, are very close personal friends. So therefore, I'd categorize him as my boy. So what did you do to piss off Josh Mathews?
Well, I'll tell you what happened. About a year ago, TJ Perkins was in TNA. He had the manic suicide gimmick, that they put a bunch of people under. And he was pushing to have the mask taken off full time, and TNA pitched a split personality schizophrenia gimmick. He voiced his displeasure, and he said, I don't like the idea of doing that. I have people in my family who battle mental health issues. And against his wishes, they started to...
Did anybody tell TJ Perkins that it was a work?
It's still, if somebody in your family gets raped, maybe you don't want to do a rape storyline.
But nobody got raped, bro. We're not talking about rape here, all right? Bro. I love the way you just compared rape to schizophrenia, bro.
Mental health is a big problem in America. It is. It is, Vince.
All right, I'm sorry. Go with the story. Go ahead.
TJ Perkins conveyed that he was not comfortable with that, and he said that as much on Twitter when, against his wishes, it was brought up on commentary. They started the gimmick without his approval, anything of that nature.
Well, bro, I didn't know you had to get the approval of employees. What did that start?
They're not employees. They're independent contractors, Vince. Remember that.
All right,
yes.
Go on.
Okay, they are independent contractors.
All right, I'll give you that. Yeah. But I never knew when we had to clear things with the independent contractor. I thought they did the job they got paid for. But go ahead, Sean Ross Sapp.
Sure, then give them benefits too. Either way, TJ Perkins posted about it on Twitter, and Josh Mathews said, then just go, just leave, just go away, tag all the executives and get out. Less than a year later, TJ Perkins did get out, and he's now WWE Cruiserweight Champion.
And Whoopi.
On Raw.
Whoopi, bro. He's Cruiserweight Champion, like Whoopi.
Yeah.
Bro, I think you need to look at the Raw ratings. Especially over the
they're going up to 5 million viewers a week.
I think you need to look, especially over the last 2 years, and how many people have turned off their TV sets since the NXT movement began, and then tell me TL Perkins is a big deal, bro. Please,
TJ Perkins,
whatever.
I didn't say it was a big deal. I never said he was a big deal, and I didn't say he was a big deal. I was saying
I think you owe Josh Mathews an apology.
I think that I have said on multiple occasions that Josh Mathews evidently gives pretty good career advice. He told the guy to get out of TNA, and look what happened to him.
Meanwhile,
Josh Mathews is a genius.
But meanwhile, you're skirting the issue because you told me the story, but you didn't say why Josh Mathews blocked you because you had to insult him, just like you cheap shotted me at the beginning of the show.
Hey, I never once said that Josh Mathews was a bad fantasy football player. I'm sure he's a much worse fantasy football player than I am.
What did you do for him to block you, which you're holding from me? Go ahead, Sean Ross Sapp. What did you say?
I posted a photo.
See?
I posted a photo of Josh Mathews. Hold on. Just looking a little perplexed with the quote, "Just go away, bro. Just go away." And I also posted a photo alongside that of TJ Perkins with the Cruiserweight title shaking Triple H's hand. What's so wrong with that?
Bro, you had to be a wise guy. Now, hold on for a second. You're going to tell me, as the man that holds the record for blocking the most human beings in the history of Twitter, you're going to tell me that did not warrant a block? You being
sure it
okay.
Did.
All right, so you deserve this. So you owe him an apology.
Who complained about? I just posted the photo that I had been blocked. You brought up the fact that he blocked me. I wasn't complaining. I don't know him shit.
Wow. See,
I don't know.
But what's more concerning to me? Here's what's more concerning to me, because you know Sean Ross Sapp, I love you like a son. Here's what's most concerning to me. You think TL Hopper winning the Cruiserweight Classic is a big deal. That's what's more concerning to me, bro.
Who said that?
Well, you tweeted that like, "Oh, look, Josh, he's a big star now." Well, he won a stupid tournament that 12 people are watching, Sean Ross Sapp.
What? When did I say that was a big deal?
I don't know if I could defend you here, Sean Ross Sapp.
Wait a second. When did I say that was a big deal, Vince?
In the tweet. That's what you're implying.
I didn't.
That's what you're implying, bro.
Vince, if I said that everybody that Triple H took a picture with backstage shaking their hands was a big deal, then boy, I would be fresh out of big deals, I think, because I think that everybody that has a remotely significant career moment, Triple H has done the shit-eating grin, smile, shake their hand picture with backstage, correct?
I'm a little disappointed that you don't think you owe Mr. Mathews an apology. Because I apologize when I'm wrong. I apologize. If I would have been wrong on the Shane Helms thing, I would have, and I did apologize to him. I did. That's the funny thing. I did apologize. But I can't, I thought better, bro. I thought you took a shot at the guy. You were sarcastic. You were a wise guy. I think you owe him an apology.
I don't owe him an apology because he was being a smart ass. It backfired on him. It's been
what was he being a smart ass about? He basically said to TL Hopper, "Bro, if you don't like it, leave." That's not being a smart ass. That's leave if you don't like it.
Okay, so imagine if you were on TV, Vince, and you were put, and it doesn't matter what it is, whether it's you were put on TV and it wasn't cleared with you that you're a plumber, or if you're a child molester, it doesn't matter. If it's done without your consent and you're said, and you not only that, but you said, "Hey, don't portray me as a plumber or a child molester on TV. We're going to have an issue here. This is why I have a problem." And they do it anyway.
But that's bro, he's a hired hand. He's taking their paycheck. Therefore, he should play the role of whoever they're telling him to play. It's make believe, bro. I mean, come on, Sean, you can't defend him here. You're right. He is.
Oh, yeah, I can.
Either take the money or don't take the money.
Absolutely, I can. I've worked with mental health for half my life. I do lots of work with that stuff, and I've seen how it affects the families.
Bro, listen, take a time out, go get a soapbox, and stand on top of it because you're skirting the issue. When you're paying for somebody's services, it's exactly what Josh Mathews said. If you're going to take our check and we're paying you for our services, do what we tell you to do or leave. He didn't say that. Exactly right.
No, he didn't say that. He said, "Just leave, bro. Just leave." He didn't say, "Hey, if you're taking our check." He didn't say that. That's not what he said.
You owe Mr. Mathews. Also, you owe Mr. Mathews.
What does it tell you? What does it tell you that he deleted that tweet?
You owe Mr. Mathews an apology.
Oh, hot damn, Vince. The world has changed. This is a little bit different. Today, do you see a George the Animal Steel gnawing into turnbuckles?
Unfortunately not.
Well,
Put him in the
of course.
Cruiserweight Classic, and then I'm watching.
Oh,
Bro, what
God.
about George the Animal Steel in the middle of that Cruiserweight Classic? Now that's money right there, bro.
Is it? Is it?
Bro,
He wouldn't be able to eat the turnbuckles. He's got to make weight,
we
Vince.
got to go back and look at how many people watched the Randy Savage angle with George the Animal Steel compared to how many people watched Raw last Monday night. Do we really even want to talk about that?
Well, I mean, let's also take a look at this, Vince. There were, quote unquote, 93,000 people that went and watched Billy Jack Haynes versus Hercules.
That's right. Billy Jack Hayes was over. Billy Jack Hayes was over, bro.
Yeah, I bet he was. The Can-Am connection versus Bob Orton and the Magnificent
Can-Am connection was over. You have no right saying any of this because you didn't watch it.
Sure.
You didn't watch any of this. They were over.
Oh, I've watched that probably a dozen times.
Oh, can I hold the phone?
I like Rick Martel.
Rick
Martel is excellent.
Hold the phone because you're being a wise guy today. Name one team to me today that was more over than the Can-Am connection in the WWE. None.
Oh, the Ascension.
No,
the Ascension.
Yeah, exactly. The Ascension. There you go, bro. Sean Ross Sapp, you woke up with a little edge today. You took a shot at me off the bat with the fantasy football. You defended Shane Helms, which there's no defending. When you offer,
he's a great man.
When you offer the olive branch and an adult tells you thanks but no thanks, you don't defend that. Josh Mathews, you insulted the man to the point that he had to block you. What the heck are you turning in? Is it the Russo rubbing off on you?
Hey, I didn't say that Josh Mathews was an idiot or a moron or a fool. I don't think he is an idiot or a moron or a fool. I think he was wrong in that situation. And I posted a couple of pictures about it.
Wow. Wise guy.
That's it.
What?
But Shane Helms is a great man.
Well, to you, he's a great man. To me, he's a baby.
One of those good North Carolina people I like. Matt Hardy's come around as well.
Are we going to get my one-loss record, or was it so significant that you're trying to avoid it?
Let's see. I
think the only bout I lost was CM Punk because I went with my heart there and not my head.
Yeah, I did too. I thought he would pull a rabbit out of the hat. I don't know why, but you started to whine about stuff, so I got sidetracked, Vince.
See?
You started to whine about me mistreating your boys. Hey, you know what? You know who you'll never hear me complain about like that? Jeff Lane. That's another good man. Jeff Lane.
Jeff Lane is a good man.
Fan of Jeff Lane. You picked, let's see, you got the Overeem Miocic fight wrong. You got the Punk Gall fight wrong. You picked, you went 3-2, Vince.
There you go.
Hey.
Maybe you want to block me now because I went 3-2. You want to block me now? Since we're blocking,
let's talk about this,
everybody.
Until we did a show together and you made money with me, Vince, you had me blocked.
I would love to know the comment when I blocked you because I guarantee you it was a wise-ass comment just like with Josh Mathews.
I would go back and look, but so many people have tagged us. Like, people will tag us in the same things now. They'll be like, did you see the Brewers game? And I'm like, why the hell are you tagging me and Vince Russo about a Brewers game? Like, it happens every day, all the time. You know what gets me, Vince, and I brought this up on the show. I have people, I run a website for the owner, Jimmy Van. It's become a pretty prominent website in the short amount of time in which we've had it.
James.
Either way, I have people that will tag me, right, in all caps. Hey, have you heard this story? Reported 2 days before, and they linked me not to my site, but to a completely different site.
Nice.
And I'm like, what the hell, guys? Come on.
Bro, you know that picture behind you that's you and your wife, like split face? Like, what's the background of that picture?
Okay, yeah. People have actually complimented my new lively background. We had our wedding at an opera house, and it was the opera house in which George Clooney premiered, like, I think it was that football movie, Leatherheads. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
He's a local. He's from my hometown. So what we did is we had some mock posters made up. This one, Pineapple Express. Have you seen that movie?
No, I haven't, but I know it.
Yeah, it's a Seth Rogen, James Franco movie. And we had a boxing poster made up.
Oh, that's cute. What you give away at your wedding?
Yeah, we had a bunch of flyers and things like that. We didn't want to do a program. Our service was 9 minutes long because I don't want some long. I was at a wedding, 45-minute service, Vince.
Well, that's the going time, bro. What, you didn't know that?
Hell no. I mean, they had a horse and a carriage and all this crazy stuff. 23 minutes. I was like,
can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Your what's the wedding? What's the rehearsal wedding?
Yeah.
What did that cost you?
Oh, the rehearsal or the reception?
The rehearsal wedding. What did that cost you?
A lot of money. We had it catered by a place called Caproni's, which is one of the fancier places in our town. But I don't know. I'd have to look back at.
My sons get married October 14th, and I have
congratulations. By the way.
No, don't congratulate me. I had to split the bill with the fiance for the rehearsal dinner, right, bro? Now I'm thinking a rehearsal dinner, isn't that just the bridesmaids and the groom and the groomsmen?
And some family. We had some family there. And the ushers.
Bro, guess what the rehearsal dinner was?
Oh, probably thousands.
$4,000. $4 freaking grand, bro. So don't freaking congratulate me, bro.
Yeah, that's a lot. Is that just for you or is that all together?
No, I had to pay half that.
Okay. Whew. That is a lot for a rehearsal.
That's nuts, bro. Freaking
It's gonna
nuts.
be a big wedding?
Well, I don't know. All I know is I'm not talking to him after this. I'm going to go to the wedding, and then I'm not talking to him anymore.
Oh, man. That is rough. I mean, it is expensive, but we had some very nice people give us some very nice gifts, and after all was said and done, I didn't end up too bad. I didn't end up too much in the hole.
Did you get my gift?
I'm afraid I didn't.
That U.S. Postal Service just ain't what it used to be, Sean Ross Sapp.
Was it your heartfelt apology to my friend Shane Helms?
I see you keep digging and digging and digging and digging. This is why Josh Mathews doesn't care for you, man. And Madison probably doesn't either because she's married to him.
I don't know who Madison is, but I'm sure she's a wonderful woman. I'm sure that outside of Twitter, Josh Mathews might be a wonderful guy.
What do you mean you don't know who Madison is?
Madison? Who's this? Is it Madison Rain, his wife?
Yes.
Oh, well,
so
yeah.
You insult Josh. You insult Josh. You insult Madison, my friend.
I think I've interviewed her before, and she was a lovely woman.
Lovely woman, Madison.
How you land her, man?
Oh my God! See,
that guy.
Nice, bro. See,
hey.
I want next time.
Listen,
I want this for the next show. I want a disclaimer on this screen that the comments made by Sean Ross Sapp are not those of Vince Russo. I want that disclaimer because, bro, I'm not getting heat over things you say.
I have said that these things are in jest.
Mm-hmm.
That they are in jest. That I'm poking a little bit of fun. Hey, if you can't deal with the criticism of what you put on Twitter, then don't put it on Twitter.
Yeah,
how about that?
Tell your friend Shane Helms that. Exactly. Bingo.
Well, Shane does deal with it on Twitter. I see him deal with it on Twitter.
Yeah, by blocking people because they're right. I don't block people when they're right.
Yeah, right.
I don't. I block people when they're rude. When they're rude and disrespectful.
That's because you justify putting a title on David Arquette.
That's right. Which one? Wait, what year was that? What year was that? And what year are you still talking about it?
What year
was that? And what year are you still talking about it? Let's see. This is 2016. Let's see in 2032, Sean Ross Sapp, if you're talking about TL Hopper winning the Cruiserweight title.
You know what I've watched a lot this week? A lot of JonBenet Ramsey murder mystery stuff. Does that mean that it's a good thing that happened?
I didn't say it was a good. That's not the point. Publicity isn't if it was a good thing. Publicity is publicity, bro. That's marketing 101. So I want to know in 2013, I'm going to look you up when I'm 71, and I'm going to see if you're talking about TL Hopper winning the Cruiserweight title.
Well, it's not TL Hopper.
Whatever.
But it's TJ Perkins.
Whatever his name is, bro.
And I probably will. Probably will be.
Do we have news?
And if you look me up, and again, Vince, if you look me up and call me, then you'll be talking about it.
Do we have news? Because you're instigating me today. You're starting with me today.
Why do we need news? This is friendly banter here.
Let's talk about Paige.
Who?
Paige.
Who's that?
You see?
What has she ever done?
See?
I would like to make it clear. I don't dislike Josh Mathews. And I'm sure you don't dislike Shane Helms. I'm pretty sure that
I think he's an imbecile. I don't dislike him. I think he's an imbecile. When you extend the olive branch to a grown man and he says, "Oh, thanks, but no thanks," you're a baby. You're a baby, bro.
What year is it? You're sending him an olive branch. Why not send him an edible arrangement? Grow up, Vince. Come on. Come on.
What's now?
Either way, Paige, as Fightful.com reported like a month ago, she's not looking to leave WWE. WWE's not looking to cut her. She is not happy about her suspension. But she says that she did not fail a drug test. Also, something that I made sure to mention when we did this show, Vince, a wellness violation does not necessarily equate to failing a drug test. It could mean that you failed to produce a sample, you failed to show up on time. She says she didn't show up on time. Are you buying this story?
Yeah, no, I am buying this story. And this has happened more than once. And I'm still trying to understand the WWE stance where they can publicly say somebody failed a drug test, but they don't give the reason why to protect their privacy. Well, if you're protecting their privacy, why are you saying they failed the test in the first place?
Well, they're saying that they failed a wellness violation. That could mean a lot of things, but yeah, I think we've seen it more and more, which we've had more failed wellness violations this year.
Because it had with the same thing happened with my girl Eva Marie, and she had to come out and say I was late with the paperwork.
Adam Rose.
Yeah, so I don't understand that. They want to keep it private, the reason, but yet they'll climb up to the top of the mountain and say so-and-so failed a wellness policy. I don't understand that. Explain that to me.
I don't understand. That is a little unusual. Well, I know for HIPAA laws, they can't necessarily.
HIPAA laws?
Yeah.
The hell is that?
You don't know what a HIPAA law is, Vince.
Hippo? As in potamus?
HIPAA. Yeah, it's a law based on Matt Bloom, who was the hip-hop hippo in WWE. Yeah, that's what it is.
All right.
Cody Rhodes looks like he's going to be wrestling for TNA, ROH, New Japan, virtually everywhere. Did you see that coming, Vince?
And that's good, bro, because I think this is going to happen more and more, and I think some of these guys can actually go out there and make more money working for themselves in various promotions, and I think that's a great freaking thing. I think the same thing will happen with Del Rio. I think Del Rio will make more money than he made in WWE and won't have to deal with the BS.
A lot less travel, too. He says he only has about 2 more years and wants to wrestle about 60 days.
How old is Cody Ross that he only wants to wrestle for 2 more years? He's a young dude, no, bro?
No. That's Del Rio.
Oh,
Del Rio.
Yeah, Del Rio. Yeah, I got that. That makes sense.
Yeah, Cody Rhodes is just 31.
Yeah.
So very, very young.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been in WWE since he was a pup. Looking at some of these rumors here. Now, granted, these are rumors. It appears as if Shelton Benjamin will still, which you didn't get to see a lot of Shelton's work. There were questions about whether he would be brought back after his shoulder injury, because as we've seen with the likes of Itami, Cesaro, John Cena, Sami Zayn, these shoulder injuries can put people out for quite a while. Shelton is on the wrong side of 40, and he got one of these shoulder injuries. Do you think, now not knowing his style or anything, Vince, a 40-something-year-old guy, shoulder injury, going to sideline him 6 to 10 months. Do you think bringing him back afterwards is still a good idea? He hasn't debuted.
Bro, if they can't get anybody over on their own, they're going to have to bring in people that are over. So, yeah, it is a good idea because they can't get anybody over on their own, bro. So bring established people in. At least they're over for 6 months. I mean, look what they did to Alberto Del Rio. You know, he's an older guy that came in, and they managed to, you know,
within weeks they screwed it up.
Yeah, unbelievable.
I thought that Shelton Benjamin and MVP could have made a really good angry old man tag team that are just.
I'm reading a lot about Sean. Maybe you could shed some light on this because I don't read into it, but I'm reading a lot too about Kurt Angle is talking WWE again. Is that true?
They're always talking. And here's what I think. You know how every year the video game has like that big surprise guy?
Yeah.
Every year. And you look back at all those surprise guys, Vince. Macho Man Randy Savage. He eventually was inducted into the Hall of Fame. Sting. started talking with WWE again. Brock Lesnar started talking with WWE again. Goldberg has started talking with WWE again. It's happened 4 or 5 times. Mike Tyson was even one of the secret characters, and I think he made a WWE appearance after that. I can't remember if it was before or after, but either way, that 2K thing, it opens up doors. Ultimate Warrior, that's another one. Because they weren't in touch for about 20 years before that. I think that he'll probably be the big secret guy in next year's, and they might start talking, but I think Vince McMahon is terrified that he might die in the ring.
Well, let me make this clear. I have not been asked to be in a WWE video game, so
I wonder if they will, because they play the hokey pokey with you, Vince. They do. Like sometimes they'll take shots at you, and then other times I'll see you being interviewed for the network.
Yeah, but that was done years ago, bro. Years.
How long ago?
Oh my God, bro. When I left TNA, man, like 4 years ago, 5 years ago, years ago.
Still, I mean, they're pretty intermittent in taking shots with you whenever they feel like it's necessary. So you know what? If they did like a WCW themed one, I wouldn't rule it out. That would be kind of funny. By the way, I'm trying to get you a booking, Vince.
Do I get to wrestle you?
No. You might get to wrestle our Thursday co-host, Matt Riddle, who, by the way, last Sunday beat your boy, TJ Perkins, in a match.
Is Matt Riddle the bro guy?
Yeah, he sure is.
Because I didn't know who he was, bro. And then you posted about him, and I clicked on his name, and I saw this guy got all these followers. He looks like an impressive looking guy. I don't know who he is, but he looked impressive looking.
I'll give you the rundown, and once you look him up, you'll be amazed. Because that's
UFC
the thing. A lot of
too, he did, right?
Former UFC fighter was fired because he failed a couple of drug tests for weed. He was fired on a 4-fight winning streak. A couple of them got overturned because of the marijuana thing. And at about age 29, 30, he was like, you know what? I think I'm just going to give this up and do pro wrestling. And he started pro wrestling. He started to train at the Monster Factory. It's been about a year and a half. He's already had WWE interest. They had talks with him. We actually have a story on our exclusive section, guys, over at Fightful.com. Go there, register, absolutely free, all types of exclusives. But he's been wrestling for Evolve, which is, in close with WWE. He wrestled for PWG. He's wrestled a lot of guys, and he's doing really well. The way that there have been a lot of comparisons to Kurt Angle for Matt Riddle. He's got the legitimate background. He wrestles without shoes. He wrestles in his MMA stuff, just his Vale Tudo shorts. He's quickly becoming something special, and I think it's going to open up the door for a lot more MMA guys to do that, because
is he a young dude, Sean?
31.
Okay, yeah, he's got a long way to go. Good for him.
Yeah. He fought at 170 pounds, but when you don't cut weight anymore, as it turns out, you're closer to 210 pounds. So he's I think 6'1", 210-pound guy. And, in pro wrestling, if you're 210 pounds, you become 225 or 230 pounds.
Yeah, and you're the WWE champion.
Absolutely. And if you're 6'1", you're 6'3". So by WWE standards, and he's 6'1" without these shoes on. If WWE gets him and they make him wear boots, that's 6'2" already. They're going to bill him as 6'10" probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, last Sunday he actually beat the new cruiserweight champion TJ Perkins in a match. So I'm trying to get Battle of the Bros going on.
Yeah, let's do Battle of the Bros. I'll do Battle of the Bros.
He didn't know that you were a former WCW champion, but he did know that you booked David Arquette.
Yeah, well, of course, because 17 years later, people are still talking about it, bro. We're going to be talking about TL Hopper in 2032. Bro, can we talk about something here for a minute?
Well, no, we can't talk. This is not a show where we talk.
Does everybody understand? Like, all of a sudden, everybody's talking about TL Hopper. Does everybody understand this guy did not win anything? Like, does anybody get that? Does anybody get here, bro? I just today, you know what I'm working on today? Bro, I'm working on my Rocky Mountain Pro scripts. I'm writing everything down on paper. Who's winning and who's losing? Do I really have to sit here like all of a sudden all the rage is TL Hopper? Do people understand the guy won nothing? I can't believe I got to sit here and explain to these people this guy did not win anything. He won nothing. The guy with the big nose posing with him wrote that he's going to win the tournament. My God, bro, please stop already with these people.
Then book that Kiss doll to win the Rocky Mountain Pro Championship and see how that goes over.
It doesn't matter how it goes over. I could book the Kiss doll to win the championship, bro.
I dare you.
Matt Hardy's son pinned Disco. Does that count?
I mean, why wouldn't he?
Does that count?
That was probably a shoot.
God, these people, all of a sudden, the guy couldn't get out of his own way at TNA. They had to put a hood on him. Now he's the greatest thing because Triple H wrote winner of the match, TL Perkins. Oh, my God.
You know literally nothing about this guy.
Come on, bro.
Come on, Vince. No, don't slot yourself. I know what you're doing.
Here's what I know about him. I saw pictures of him with the belt, and he could be my next door neighbor, and I wouldn't even know it. And that's not a shot at him. That's every wrestler today. 90% of the wrestlers today look like my next door neighbor. That's all I know.
You know who could be your neighbor too? Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson, Dominic Cruz.
Yeah, well, if George the Animal Steel was my neighbor, I would know him.
If George the Animal Steel was your neighbor, you'd call the cops.
Gee, this guy wins a freaking tournament that's scripted, and now he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. This is written, people. Nobody's winning anything.
Man, I think Kevin Owens' comments were right. I think you know how good he is. I think you know how good these people are. I think you stay up.
Yeah, I know how good they are. That's why I didn't watch a minute of this cruiserweight gimmick, because I know how good they are.
You probably watched all the minutes, not just a minute. You probably watched all of them. Vince.
Sean, don't be one of these guys now that because he's somebody because they wrote for him to win a tournament. Please. They could have wrote for Joe Blow to win the tournament.
Well, they couldn't have. That wouldn't have worked if.
And wasn't my boy Ospreay in this tournament?
No, he wasn't.
Why not?
He's under contract to New Japan.
Wasn't that other guy in this tournament that I've seen wrestle a couple? Yeah, why didn't he win?
He's not. He didn't sign with WWE. He made it to the semifinals, though. Very good. He makes a lot of things look easy. But what does it matter, Vince? They were written to win. So what's it matter who wins?
Here's what matters. When TL Hopper brings the Cruiserweight title to Raw and nobody...
Joe Blow isn't under contract
and nobody cares, bro. Let's see what the rating is when TL Hopper brings the Cruiserweight title to Raw and nobody cares. Okay, bro? Come on, man. 1.88, bro. We're down to a 1.88. Okay? That's what we're down to, bro. And now we got TL Hopper with his Cruiserweight title.
So what do you suggest, Vince? What's your grand plan?
Bro, what you want to know? You want to know my grand plan? But my grand plan is watch Rocky Mountain Pro if you want to watch a wrestling show starting October 9th on the Hunt channel on Dish TV. That's my grand plan. If you want to watch a wrestling show, watch Rocky Mountain Pro.
I don't know,
bro.
You haven't booked me to do commentary yet, so
I'm gonna get you over there. I'll get you over there, bro. I'll get you there. What else we got, Sean Ross Sapp? You're very controversial today. Very controversial. Very headbutting. Very looking at bro. You were looking to start me from your opening line, and I just sat here and I said, "Okay, let him go."
I'm not the one slotting myself here. Like you're slotting yourself as this guy. Oh, I hate him because he's small. I don't give a shit if
hold on. Let's stop right there. You see, here's where the problem starts.
Your size.
Here's where the problem starts. Where Sean Ross Sapp puts words in my mouth. I will pay you $1 million if you can produce the audio where I said I don't like him because he's small. I believe what I said is he looks like my next door neighbor, which has nothing to do with height. It has everything to do with looking like a regular guy and nothing special. That's got nothing to do with height. Don't put words in my mouth. That's how trouble starts. I never said anything about the guy's height. I don't even know how tall he is. I didn't even watch the freaking thing.
You live next to a cruiserweight champion. That's cool. Good for you, Vince. There are a lot of luminaries in Colorado.
Kurt Angle's a giant now? Kurt Angle's a huge man?
Yeah. He's a pretty big dude. He was 220 pounds. That's a heavyweight by UFC standards. Most human beings are not a cut 220 pounds, Vince. I know, contrary to popular belief, there was a thing back in the day called steroids that made these guys a little bit bigger than what they should have been. And as it turns out, when you eliminate steroids,
as it turns out, when you eliminate steroids from wrestling, you lose your entire audience. That's how it turns out, bro. Okay.
Hey,
good luck with that. Good luck with that.
It happened with baseball too.
Baseball hasn't lost half their audience in the last 2 years, bro.
Yeah, it probably has.
No, they haven't. No, they haven't. Wrestling has. Baseball hasn't, bro.
I think they definitely have. There's nobody watching baseball anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody. What do you think of Jack Swagger being the first person to jump between brands? You seem so excited.
Bro, come on. Oh, you can even ask me that.
Well, come on.
I will tell you this, and this is what my column is about for Fightful. I just finished it up, and I just got to go back and polish it after this. This past SmackDown was the last SmackDown I'm watching. I'm done. I'm going to say this straight out. If anybody out there is watching 5 hours of WWE programming in 2 days, you're an idiot. You're an absolute idiot. If you're sitting there through 5 hours of that crap on a weekly basis, bro, you really need to look in the mirror and check out your life, because I'm done. No more SmackDown. And let me make one thing perfectly. I'm going to make two things perfectly clear. SmackDown is far and away the better show than Raw. No doubt about it. But since the WWE hits you over the head with Raw is the flagship show and I have to watch a show, then I'm going to watch the flagship show because they say that's the flagship show. And number two, let me make this perfectly clear. Okay, has nothing to do with the talent, has never had anything to do with the talent. As a matter of fact, the talent is doing everything they can on a weekly basis to make chicken salad out of chicken shit, but even they're not magicians. They can't do it. So it has nothing to do with the talent. SmackDown's better than Raw, but this company does not warrant 5 hours of my time on a weekly basis.
We might have to start paying you to cover SmackDown now, just out of spite, Vince.
Well, I'll do it for money. I'm not going to do it any other way.
Also, we had a question sent in. What did Michael Hayes think about you calling him Michael Hayes on the air during that Livewire episode?
That pissed a lot of people off, bro. That pissed a lot of people off.
You know what pissed me off, Vince? Them calling him Doc Hendricks.
Yeah, you and me both. It was freaking ridiculous. That was 20 years ago, me saying that, me having to tell them, like, guy, what 20, 26 years, 28 years ago.
So I was probably 9-10 years old when that happened. I only knew him as Doc Hendricks at that point.
Oh, my gosh.
So imagine me when I'm sitting there and I find out, I'm like, wait.
Yep.
That guy, that was Doc Hendricks? And I'm like, why the hell did they call him Doc Hendricks?
So Vince McMahon could own him.
It's insulting to – I felt that was the first time, like, when I found something like that out, and I felt insulted. I was like, how dare they call this guy Doc Hendricks? Yeah. And what a shitty name. Yeah. What a terrible name. Man. TL Hopper's a way better name.
Bro, I think you've changed since you've gotten married.
Why is that?
Is everything okay, bro? You've been married, what, 6 days now?
I'm a happy person, Vince. I can't help it. You hate everything.
You had more. You got blocked by Mathews because you were disrespectful. You took a cheap shot at me opening up the show.
Blocked by JBL once too. Does that mean I'm a bad person? All I said was, I think that JBL's commentary is much better when he goes unproduced, and he blocked me.
We follow each other now. Me and JBL follow each other on Twitter. We're good friends.
If anything, I think that's a compliment to JBL, because I was saying that I thought that his judgment was much better than whoever is in his ear. And I stand by that point. Go figure.
Bro, why do you say I hate everything? See how you like everybody else, bro. You're picking out the things you know I'm going to hate, and we talk about those things. You don't pick out the things you know I'm going to put over.
Vince, that would be like me getting an article from you and then changing the headline to be sensationalist or to attract.
There you go. Thank you.
I would never do
You
that.
know, you purposely hit my buttons of the things you know I don't hate and I'm going to go off on. You never talk about the things I like. And that's how you build a case. Oh, Vince Russo hates everything.
Well, I mean, if we talked about all the things you like, Vince, the show would be 2.5 minutes long.
I just wrote a column on the 5 things that WWE has going for it last week.
Also, what did you think of Ben Wong's WWE debut in Shanghai?
What? Who? What are you talking about now, bro? You're making yourself crack up over there.
Ben Wong, the WWE's first Chinese superstar.
And where's this guy now on?
He beat Bo Dallas.
Where, on a house show?
Yeah, in Shanghai, China.
Oh, God, bro.
Also, a very important thing that I want your perspective on. Ring of Honor and New Japan, they're going to offer joint contracts in an effort to keep, New Japan lost Anderson, Gallows, Nakamura, Kota Ibushi, AJ Styles. They're going to start offering joint contracts. Do you think that's a good move for them to retain?
Great move. I think that's a great move. I think that's a smart move, bro. Let me tell you something. With Rocky Mountain Pro, and I've had many talks with my good friend Billy Corgan, bro. Let me drop that name on top of your head. I am much more in the school, bro. I want to work with other promotions. I want to showcase talent on other promotions. Bro, people need to understand in wrestling, we got to start working together, bro. We got to, pitting ourselves against each other freaking kills the entire wrestling business. You got to start working together. I want to work with people like Ring of Honor. I want to work with TNA, bro. As a matter of fact, I'll give you a scoop right here, Sean Ross. No, I'm not going to give you a scoop because you've had an attitude today. Apologize to Josh Mathews, and I'll give you a scoop.
I'm not that interested in the scoop.
You go. Somebody else is going to get it. It's going to be a big deal.
Sure, finally, because we have lots of exclusive scoops over at Fightful.com. Go there, our MMA, wrestling, boxing sections. Click our exclusives. Look at those beautiful things. Also, if you register absolutely free, no credit card required, you get access to our forums, early access to podcasts like this. Matt Riddle, Showdown Joe. Me and Showdown Joe will be back Sunday at noon.
Apologize to Josh Mathews. I'll give you a scoop.
Hell no.
Right. Okay.
Either way.
All right. I'll call Meltzer. All right, what else we got?
Call Meltzer. You turned to Teen Mom OG during Raw.
Yeah, of course.
That show sucks.
What?
I mean, you're turning from one terrible show to another.
You don't think Teen Mom OG isn't better than Raw? Are you freaking kidding me?
Yeah,
Are you kidding me, bro?
I would rather snort glass, actual glass, broken glass, than watch.
Obviously, you've never watched the show.
Oh, I have.
And you think Raw is better than that show? Bo Dallas squash matches are better than Teen Mom OG.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I used to have to, unfortunately, I used to do a fair bit of entertainment writing, and that was one of the things on the docket, and it really made me question my existence. Hey, as I'm sure wrestling does for you sometimes. Let's talk about this under our exclusive section, by the way. Register at Fightful.com. By the way, live viewing parties for all kinds of stuff this weekend. We have more live viewing parties than any website in the world. 5 things WWE has going for them, Vince. One of which, Rhino, the new tag team champions. Also, I like those tag team titles a lot better than Raw's.
Yeah. And again, like, okay, I'm a fan of these guys. They won me over with the vignette. Heath Slater won me over with and Rhino. Rhino was great. Okay, bro. So now how long before they drop this ball? I'm sorry. That's how you have to look at everything they do. Okay, how long now before you guys drop this ball? Like 3 weeks?
Well, I mean, I'm sure this whole thing was an accident anyway.
It was an accident. And both of these the performers have gotten it over. The performers, nothing that they were given. The performers have gotten it over.
Oh yeah, I love the story that Rhino keeps getting Heath Slater out of all of these bad situations. I think it's fantastic. I think it's really good. You also said Mick Foley. Now, I got to say, Mick Foley is probably my 3rd favorite authority figure, just because, for a couple of reasons. Shane McMahon seems a little more, and it's weird for me to say that Shane McMahon seems less robotic, but they're putting Mick Foley in a lot of situations where he doesn't thrive. Also, the reason I like Daniel Bryan more is because he cares so little about his job, Vince, that he makes himself must-watch TV. That show that they do after SmackDown, you can just tell Daniel Bryan does not give a single shit what WWE thinks. Yeah. He is begging for them. Just go ahead. I dare you to let me go type of thing. He doesn't care what he buries. He doesn't care what he puts over. It's great stuff. Also, we have Ric Flair asking you a question on Twitter. Who is getting the 2 NL wildcard spots? Giants, Mets, or Cardinals, bro?
What do you mean he's asking me?
Well, apparently Ric Flair is asking you that.
Not the Giants, bro. Giants suck. See, that's what people don't understand about me. I've been a Giant fan since I'm 7 years old, 1968. And when the Giants suck, I say they suck. They suck. Since the All-Star break, they suck. They're horrible. They don't deserve to go to the playoffs. They're horrible. Bochy is done, even though he brought us 3 World Series. They suck. And that's the problem. Home of boys who watch Raw and have watched it for years can't admit that it sucks. That's the difference between me and them. My Giants suck. They don't deserve to go to the playoffs. So I hope the Mets and the Cardinals make the wild card. See?
Unfortunately, it was not the actual Ric Flair.
See?
It was a Ric Flair in the comments section.
Ric Flair's a good friend of mine anyway.
Yes. Yes.
I want to file grievances with James about you this week. How do I go about that? Do I email him? Do I have to copy you? Like, do I do that here? What do I have to do?
You don't. We have somebody on Twitter saying, by 2017, can I get through a Sean Ross Sapp show and not turn it off after 15 minutes? Not even Vince Russo can save this guy.
Oh, God, please, bro.
Oh, man.
I would love to know, who is this?
He's an author on your website.
Who is he?
Ian Patrick Gagnon. You need to pay him more because he needs a job.
I would love to know what Ian finds as entertaining. Honestly, like what is entertaining to you, Ian? If this is not entertaining to you, please tell me what is. Like, honestly.
Book me versus Ian at Rocky Mountain Pro. There we go. We'll see how that works out for Ian. What did you think of Fightful.com's own Showdown Joe being announced as the play-by-play commentator for Rising in Japan? I'm sure you were all over that news, Vince.
Well, good for him. I'm happy for him. I don't know Showdown Joe, but that's good for him, and it's good for Fightful. Good for Showdown Joe. See, I'm happy. I'm happy when people do well.
Fightful now has connections to Rocky Mountain Pro, PWG, Evolve, Rising, Titan FC, all kinds of people. So fun stuff.
And you know what? I'm going to tease you with half of the scoop, and I'm not going to give you the whole scoop. You know how I said I want to work with other? I'm not an imbecile. I open my arms and my doors to other promotions.
Sure.
The first television tapings on September 1st. A TNA talent will be on our television tapings.
Well, I hope it.
All right, how's that?
It's October 1st, not September 1st.
October 1st. How's that? A TNA talent will be working our October 1st tapings. How's that?
That's probably going to be Josh Mathews by the sound of it. You're defending him an awful lot.
Bro, there's no way. Listen, you got the smug disco look right now. How can you actually sit there and say you weren't being a wise ass with that tweet and you didn't deserve to get blocked?
Keep in mind, your boy Ian asked me for a writing gig a few months ago.
Well, then it's personal. Then you didn't say that. Now he's personal because you turned him down, Ian.
I didn't turn him down. I probably just didn't accept his sample. We we're not hiring everybody all willy-nilly like you, Vince. Come on now.
What are you going to do, bro? You know?
What are you going to do? Also, a couple of the things you mentioned that you like about WWE. Bayley, I couldn't agree more. I think she's something special.
They're not going to be able to keep her over. Her talent over exceeds those writing for her. That's always going to be a huge problem for the WWE. When the talent is better than their writing team, they're doomed. Perfect example is Bray Wyatt. Perfect example.
Will the TNA talent at Rocky Mountain Pro be Maxwell Hardy?
No.
Why not?
See,
your size is again. You don't like him because he's little.
Now you want to know who it is. Now it's bothering you, but I got to punish you because you won't apologize to Josh Mathews.
No,
I will gladly tell you.
But I got a problem here. You won't book Maxwell because he's small and he looks like your neighbor's kid. That's probably what you're going to say next. Maxwell's not special. I've seen a million babies that look like Maxwell.
Maxwell is special if you watch him on the deletion. He's a very special kid. He's a star, Maxwell.
How about Senor Benjamin?
He's a star.
Is he the talent?
No.
Lost my interest.
Yeah. That's how I am, bro. Actually, talking with other promotions, letting their talent come in. Maybe we ship our talent over there. That's how it's going to work in 2016, bro.
I think it's a great idea. I really do.
There's enough for everybody.
All trolling aside, I think it's a really good idea. Excited for those tapings. Hey, there's a guy by the name of Matt Riddle. If you got a load of him,
where's Matt Riddle live?
Pennsylvania.
Yeah, see, we got budgets, bro. Right now. Hopefully that changes.
You got to spend it all on my flight.
Oh, gee, Manitli. Gee whiz. Gee willikers.
Tell these people about the brand before we go.
The brand, Monday through Friday, podcast 1. Free. You can listen. The show's different every day. I ripped my family to shreds this past week, bro. I went down the list. I ripped them all. That's up there. But yeah, just tune into podcast 1 Monday through Friday. You could hear the shows. And I hope Rocky Mountain Pro, it's happening, man. The first show is going to be October 9th, and it's going to be on the Hunt channel on the Dish Network, channel 266.
Guys, visit Fightful.com. Share the pages, Reddit, Facebook. Facebook groups really help. A lot of people see that. Twitter, things of that nature. Subscribe to our YouTube page. We have tons of stuff, exclusive interviews, podcasts every single weekday. We do 5 to 7 podcasts a week. This week, 7. We covered Cruiserweight Classic. We had Matt Riddle, Showdown Joe. Register at Fightful.com. Absolutely free. You get access to members-only content.
God, I wish I could register to Fightful. Go ahead.
Oh, you can't. Hey, maybe if you stop working for 7 sites, we'll give you a login.
I didn't say site. See, you, Brody. I'm gonna start watching every single thing you say because you twist the truth, bro. I said I have 7 employers. I didn't say I work for 7 sites.
It's like, yeah, like I'm sure WWE is going to give Dixie Carter the keys to the house. Yeah, go ahead, Dixie. Come right in. I know you work for somebody else too, and they pay for you, but just have some fruit and some cheese while you're here.
You're changing. You're changing, bro. I'm seeing the transition with my very own eyes. I got to talk to James.
Do it. I dare you. James is a busy man. He doesn't have time for you.
Bro, you have one last chance for the weekend.
I'm the liaison.
For the weekend to make things right with Josh Mathews. Just say, Josh, I was being a wise ass. I deserve to be blocked. I'm sorry. That's all you got to say, bro. And every one of those statements is true.
For the sake of our friendship, Vince, because I do consider you a friend.
Okay, go ahead. Say it.
I will apologize.
Go ahead.
Josh Mathews, I am incredibly sorry that you are irresponsible on social media and you were forced to delete a really bad tweet that you made. I'm sure you're not a terrible person.
See?
I'm sure that you are. I had TNA people reaching out to me that said that Josh Mathews tweet was hilarious.
Yeah.
In TNA.
Yeah, who, bro? Who?
Why are you stealing New Day's gimmick?
You're full of. Listen, I just want to make it clear. I'm going to make the disclaimer. The thoughts and ideas and comments of Sean Ross Sapp are not those of mine. I just want to make that clear to everybody. Mr. Josh Mathews, his lovely wife, the lovely Madison Rain. I don't have anything to do with his comments.
Just because you make one really dumb tweet doesn't make you a bad person. And I don't think he's a bad person. I don't. I just think he made one really bad tweet. Anyway, guys, Fightful.com, that's the place to be. More live viewing parties than any other wrestling, any other website. We don't just cover wrestling. It's MMA and boxing. We got that Canelo pay-per-view this weekend, UFC tomorrow, Bellator tonight, all kinds of stuff. Guys, until Sunday afternoon at noon with Showdown Joe, we are out.